What up, everybody? We're playing a game because I feel like playing games today. So that's what we're doing. Ah, clicked on the wrong thing here. It's all good though. Boom. Alright, let's play this game, yo. I've never played this with an Xbox controller, so I don't know what the buttons are. Jump is A, use your little thing is, your pickaxe is B. Got it, let's go exploring. Five more subs. Yes, sir, P-Money, sir. Alright, you do that. I was just informed Gary was about to start his stream, and I thought, oh, great. There goes my entire audience. It's all good, though. Let's kill this thing. I decided to play something low-key today. I figured people are streaming, other streams going on. Don't want to play through Celeste because I know everybody wants to watch me play that, and they might want to watch other channels, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Boom. Boom, getting all this treasure, all this ore. Tons of other streams going on today. Everybody's talking about the presidential debate. That's good for them. I don't really think we'll be talking about it on our stream today. Let's go in here. Let's get some water. I haven't played this game in so long, I don't even remember where I'm supposed to go or what I'm supposed to do. To be honest with you. I keep getting hurt. But I wanted to play something that I knew would stream, since my PC has been not wanting to stream normal games. I gotta pick ones that are not as intensive and taxing to run. Alright, whatever. How do I get healed? I don't remember. This looks kind of Western too. It does. It's a Western kind of a day today. Western kind of a day. Let's see here. Whoa, bro, why you gotta be talking like a weirdo? Damaging pickaxe? What do I have right now? Just a steel pickaxe? Sure, why not? Yeah, let's buy it. Let's buy a damaging pickaxe. Alright. Now we're going to transport ourselves somewhere. Howdy, partners. Hello, Eric Hawkins. We are playing SteamWorld Dig. And we are discussing the finer points of the Victorian age. I knew that thing was coming up, and I still jumped on it. What's this? I don't want to go in there. Let's see. Can you commit crimes like in Red Dead? Y'all, P-Money, you're all about those crimes, man. You might want to think about why you want me to commit crimes so much. How do I switch my... There we go. Because you're going to tell me to shoot everyone like you did when I was playing Red Dead? I guess that's your prerogative, man. Like, if that's what you want to do. But why? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why are you so obsessed with death? What's so ingrained in you that you need to see so many people die for you to be happy? We're just trying to get treasure, man. We're just trying to get mine ore, and you're over here talking about people dying. What's up with that, bro? Hello, Eric Pilgrim, you yellow belly. I don't remember how to finish that statement. Dude? I don't. That's nothing. That's not a quote from anything, P-Money. I'm sorry to break it to you. We're just trying to find these gems. This chocolate, dude. Chocolatite. Is he mining legally? If I say no, it's illegal mining, would that make you stay here and not go to other people's streams? Tunnel closed. It's the Wild West, man. What, he got to go file a permit before he starts panning for gold? I don't think so. This is a SteamWorld dig, man. This is SteamWorld Wild West. This is like some sort of post-apocalyptic world. I don't think I can get that ore. I messed that one up. Oh, I could use a ladder probably. Let's see. How do I put down a ladder? There we go. Haha! But can I re-pick up the ladder? Let's see. I think if I hit it, maybe? Nope. Oh well. It's okay. We can buy more ladders. With the money we made. Puzzle type game? It's more of a like a... it's... You just... Not really a puzzle game. You're supposed to, it's like a resource gathering thing. You're supposed to get more of this ore and the gems and everything, and then you can buy upgrades to delve deeper. I think the dwarves in Lord of the Rings would really like this, you know, really delving deep into the mines of Moria here. But it's been so long since I played this. I know I've played it a ton, and I don't remember like where I'm at in the game, or like why I stopped playing it. Like, did I get stuck somewhere? Did I not know how to get past something? Oh, that's gonna blow up. Let's go up here. We'll sell our wares. You dig it? Can you dig it? Did anybody get that Warriors reference that I used for the title? Thank you for stopping by, Cross. Mr. Rick. Lady Vixen, but if I was streaming, that would be your favorite stream. Oh, thank you, Lady Vixen, for saying that's your favorite stream. I doubt it, P-Money. That was shocking. It was. Ah, you and them puns. Oh, man, you like your puns, huh? Cranky's upgrades. Let's buy yourself a ladder, so we're full of ladders. +1 max water. Or 1 dual tank. What do you think? Should we do one that gives us more water? Or should we do one that gives us... Yeah, I think that's the one I want to go for. I'm not even going to wait till you guys tell me what to do. Oh, did I pay... I bought the wrong one. Because I didn't wait for you guys. Yep. Oh, well. Wait. Oh, he's the store. Never mind. You are the pun-isher? Ooh. Those puns are quite punishing. I'll tell you that much. Ah, there you go. I wonder what P-Money's streams would be like. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to imagine that. Oh, I guess I did buy the right thing. I don't know. Full of weird Canadian things. P-Money does have weird Canadian stuff he could teach us, as well as Rick. 2 Canadians in one stream. I feel honored, folks. Like, ridiculously so. I mean, I just love my Canadian fans. I love my Canadian audience members. I don't like the word fan. I refuse to be called a fan. I'm not a fanatic for things. There's only one thing in my life I'm a fanatic for. And everything else I like. Alright, let's... Ah, crap. Alright, that's it, homie. Apparently he takes a lot more hits than I was anticipating. It's okay. We'll just move on. P-Money. Well, I tried Ruth. Am I your favorite YouTuber? She said, I never stream. But if I did, would I be? She said, no. Oh, this is fine. How you do? Oh, how do you do? Oh, that's sad. Jesus, that's right, Rick. That's right. I am a fanatic for Jesus. I do rather enjoy teasing Rick Piper, though, but he gives it back. He doesn't take it lying down. Killed that zombie man. Watch this. Whoa! Ah, this is worse than Celeste, man. No, it's not. How do we do this? How do we navigate this, huh? Would Jesus want us to be fanatics? I don't know. I guess it depends on what your definition is. Let's look up the definition of fanatic. I mean, it's definitely a topic. Oh. Okay. So, here's two definitions. The first definition we probably wouldn't want to use. A person exhibiting excessive enthusiasm and intense uncritical devotion towards some controversial matter, as in religion or politics. I would say no. But a person who's the second definition, according to Merriam-Webster.com, a person who is extremely enthusiastic about and devoted to some interest or activity. A boating / sports / racing fanatic is an example that's given. I think that definition, because of the connotation that it has with the other one, that's why I don't use it. But to be so devoted to something that somebody might call you a fanatic, describe you as that, even though you aren't doing it uncritically, that might be the only thing someone could say. P-Money says, I do love my fans. They blow cold air towards me. That could mean the machine or people. Wow, P-Money. I think Jesus wants us to be loving. And he wants us all to be socialists, according to some things I've seen in the media lately. I don't know how to get up there. I don't know that I can. He doesn't have a double jump. He doesn't have a dash. I guess we try something else? Is there even something up there for us to get? Are we just wasting our time? What are your thoughts on the matter? Fans. I mean, I do I read that already. New comments. I can't just read your old ones. What do you prefer? Fans or people waving you with palm branches? Franz. Oh, Timotei Best, the man, the myth, the legend. The Lion Man himself. Alright, I don't think we can get that over there. We've tried it. It's not working. Now we're just going to bounce our way out of here. Need light. Need light. Uh-oh, I'm almost out of light. This isn't good. This TNT will give me light, right? Oh no, can't jump that way. Alright, let's see if we can find a teleporter or something. Or else we're going to be stuck in the dark. Couldn't we just be YouTube friends? Yeah, it could be that too. I prefer to be YouTube acquaintances, though. You know. I just want to be friends, okay? I just want to be acquaintances, sort of like that, you know? You're getting acquaintance zoned. FlyFox has turned into a platform junkie after Celeste. It's true. Absolutely true statement. I mean, I've always liked platformers. I'm just not very good at them because I didn't play them growing up. I mean, I barely got any money for that at all. Am I even going to have made enough money to heal myself? Basically, these are the only games that it'll run and not be so jittery. So, I guess we're kind of stuck with platformers for now. I know that guy was down there, or I wouldn't have jumped down there. Obviously. Oh, here's some ore we missed. Do we see any other ore around here? No, it's okay. Oh, here's some. We must find the Arkenstone.
Look at the amount of those towels.
Holy cow. What's that from? The new towels? Wow. It's just from one?
Washing.
Wow. That's a lot of luck. I would have turned on the camera, but it's plugged into the...
Do you want it?
No. The Xbox right now. We are YouTube gang. Oh man, that sounds controversial. Some internet gangstas. Well, I've been at Quentin Zone. That's a first. This is a new feeling. Kind of sucks. Oh, poor P Money.
Look at this.
What's that? That is like, it's like a whole new blanket you just got from that. So we bought new towels, and Lady Vixen washed them for the first time after bringing them home, and put them in the dryer, and like the lint is ridiculous from them. What kind of corrosive element is this where it hurts me but not the rock underneath? Like what kind of acid is it? I wonder. Uh-oh. I don't have enough water to do that jump. I better go up here and get some water. So what have you guys been watching? Any shows or anything interesting? Have you read any new comics that you liked? As you guys know, I have read Savage Dragon recently. And I think that possibly the video, I didn't say, I maybe was too, not critical of it. I don't think I was too critical of it. But I think I may have understated what I liked about it. There were some things I did like about it. I just didn't feel like it was anything all that special. And definitely in hindsight today, it being what it has become, basically a porno comic and, you know, political tract, it's kind of sad that like what somebody once would have wanted everybody to enjoy basically has become something that is meant for only a few. And so I don't think anybody is going to be celebrating Savage Dragon in about 20 years like they would maybe a Spawn or even some of the other Image stuff. How do I keep what comic? Savage Dragon? It's just the first trade isn't, I mean, it's, you know, like a little bit more intense Marvel comic from the day. It's nothing, there's nothing in that one. That's the only one I have is the first. Well, it's not true. I do have some single issues that have Madman, but I'm pretty sure Mike Allred is a Mormon or something, so I don't think he would be Madman's in episodes with issues with a bunch of that kind of content. But I don't have any of the ones that people are talking about these days. Nor would I want to. I bought that. Oh, also, here's the thing. I bought that at a Goodwill for like $1.50 after not buying it for years. I finally found it for the lowest price I could possibly pay for it. You know, I'd always look at it at the used bookstore and it'd be like $5, $6, and be like, that's too much. I don't care enough about this to read it. Then it was like $1.50, and I was like, yeah, I'm buying that. Let's see. You can get Cross Comics towels on Teespring if you're interested, Lady Vixen. Ruth asked today, does his child ever appear on camera? I said, yes, sometimes too much, LOL. What does that mean? He does get in the way, but he's so cute. Oh, I know what P Money is referring to. Only P Money knows, and we us. That's deleted. Oh, P Money, you're funny. Okay, let's see. How do you keep that comic in your household? I read that one. P Money's been reading Batman 3 Jokers. I've been enjoying the series as a whole, but today's issue wasn't very good. That's the problem, I think, with... I was thinking about this today. The problem with issues of comics is they can be super inconsistent because people are writing for a they're writing for someone to buy the next issue. They're trying to entice people to buy the next issue. And so, well, at least if they're writing it well, but they might not be doing it to make the whole story cohesive. So, I don't know. Sorry to everybody who loves single issues, but as I didn't grow up reading comics from the comic book store, and the ones that I did were all Archies and things like that that had complete stories in them. You weren't looking for the next part of the story. I don't like that form of storytelling. Now, I did buy comics from about 2011. I did buy single issues from 2011 to about 2013. Not always on a regular basis after about 2012, but I think even to 2014 I might have bought some. But it's a lot. It's a ton of money to spend each week to read the stories you want to read, and it wasn't worth it to me. So what else have people been watching or reading? How do you like They Will Be the Canadian Shield and other cross comics characters? That's cool. On the towels, I'm guessing you're talking about. I've been trying to read all of Frank Miller's Dark Knight stories. Poor you, man. But The Dark Knight Strikes Again is so hard to get through. That's what I'm talking about. I remember I'd heard about that comic, and I was at the library as a kid, and they had it. And I had heard of The Dark Knight Returns. And so I picked up The Dark Knight Strikes Again, thinking that was Dark Knight Returns, thinking that was the one everybody had been talking about. I'd heard so much about. And I was like, what is it? This is horrid. And I didn't read it until much later, and I realized, oh, I was reading the wrong one. So. Yeah, Frank Miller is not as good as he once was. The 90s were a rough period for Frank Miller. They were rough on everybody, but I think it was especially rough on him. He put out a few good things, but by the end of it, almost got crushed by that thing. By the end of it, he had lost most of his abilities. You can almost see my mind working as your child comic slowly reached your brain and the light bulb went on. Yeah, it took me a second, man. I was like, what is he talking about? My little boy's awesome. But then I realized what you're talking about. You were talking more literally, and I was taking it more figuratively. So, yeah. What else have I been reading? Oh, I've been rereading Fables lately. I don't know if you guys are fans of the Fables, but I've been reading those because I'm going to be doing a series of reviews about them. It should be kind of fun, I think. Where's the water? I don't know. It's going to be more produced videos, hopefully, not just the simple throw it out on the couch in front of me type of stuff, but actually like talking, either scanning or finding pictures of frames of the panels I want to talk about and examples of the themes and stuff. And I don't know, it might be interesting. We'll see. Your last comment was supposed to be about talking about my comics in years to come, unlike Savage Dragon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Savage Dragon. If Rick suddenly had characters that were doing stuff like Savage Dragon, I would disown Rick. I'd tell everybody to cancel him, and I would. No, I'm just kidding. But it would sure be a bait and switch, huh? I'd probably just stop promoting him. I don't play at cancel culture. If you don't see me talking about someone, it's because I probably don't have much good things to say about them. So I'm just keeping my mouth shut. Like I said with Savage Dragon, it wasn't a terrible comic. I don't mean to. I think maybe I did a poor job of conveying that in my in my review that I didn't think it was horrible, but it didn't entice me to read on because I'd rather read about other characters that I know are going to have at least some restraint on them, either because they have a creator who has some sense of storytelling and actually wanting to sell comic books for a long term, or they have editorial oversight. I don't think editorial oversight is a terrible thing. A lot of independent creators think that the idea of somebody telling them what to do or giving them advice or correction or rules are bad, and so you get a lot of poor comics that way. But feedback and get it, that's how you hone your craft, is somebody who can look at that story from the outside and give you advice. P Money says, I actually got to go to bed tonight early because I want to take my wife to a special mall, but I want to get there early before too many people get there because causing COVID scares. So I'm going to say goodnight early. All right, P Money. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I think one of the biggest problems with Savage Dragon was just the time period and the type of creator who was behind it. That time period was one where everything was dark and gritty. You'd had that because of Watchmen and because of The Dark Knight Returns. And even though it's not completely dark, it is sort of a gritty book. So that idea of like, oh, well, our hero has to be completely tragic, and like, well, his background has to be one of shrouded in all this terrible circumstances, but he's never going to rise above them. Like, if Spider-Man just went around moping all the time, he wouldn't be that fun. So how's fulfillment going, Rick? Is it as much fun as you thought it would be? I have this game on my Nintendo 3DS, but I think I'm way further than this. But I don't really remember much about it because it's been so long since I played it. And did you print extras, Rick? Like, is it something where I can promote people going to a website or something to buy your comic? Or is it we have to wait till the next printing or something? Did I ever finish the Batman in the Shadow one? I did not. I didn't really get that much of a start on it. So we bought Batman and the Shadow, plotted by Scott Snyder and sort of fleshed out by somebody else. But we bought that, and I was interested to read it, and I have just not gotten around to it. There's so much more stuff to read, including a Shadow comic written by Denny O'Neil about Hitler's, Hitler's astrologer or something. It's pretty interesting so far. Let's see. Cross Comics says, except for a statue that George Gaddis is making for me, it is done. I've been done for about a week and a half. Oh. I guess it's just the mail service not getting me at a time. I mean, you are mailing it from, like, northern Saskatchewan or something, so. I don't even know if that's true. Saskatoon. That sounds funny. Yeah, from northern Saskatoon. There we go. That's probably not true, by the way. Cool, man. Well, what about extra issues? Can I point people to a website or something? Also, guys, I am looking for information about Christian comic book creators, mostly ones who are write blatantly Christian stuff, not just people that are Christians that work in the comic book industry. So like a Mike Miller, for instance. I'm not really looking for information about Mike, but I am looking for information about people like Rick here, who, he names his company Cross Comics. His characters, most of his good guys are Christians, and a lot of those themes run through his books. Not that they don't run in Mike's books. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I haven't read enough of his independent stuff to really know. You have some on your Facebook. Okay. Yeah, like Jack Chick, or so the Al Hartley comics I've been reviewing lately. If you guys know I know there was one when I was a kid that I read called Archangels, stuff like that. Like just if you guys read anything from that time period, or you know of anything, just like shoot me a DM on Twitter about it or something. And a friend of mine who I worked with in video production has been watching the channel a lot, and he's going to be doing some interesting stuff in the future, and he said that he thought I should do a full-length documentary about that subject, and it could be like a series of them. So I'm thinking about it, but I want to make sure that I have enough to really say, and at this point it's going to be difficult to find good information about like Al Hartley, for example, because there's not like I don't think there was a biography written of him or anything. So what's up, Eric? There's one called Faith Walker. All right, Rick, if you can send me like a link or something and a DM, that'd be helpful. Thought you'd stop by. I got a certain debate to cleanse from my mind. Trump talks too much. He's a New Yorker, and it was pretty hard to watch them just talk over each other. But what was egregious, this is the last comment I'll make on it. What was egregious was Biden would talk over Trump, and Chris Wallace would just allow it. And then he'd let Biden finish his thought and not give Trump a chance for rebuttal. It's not really a debate. It's it was completely one-sided. And Chris Wallace usually is better than that, but he clearly hates Trump. So that's all I'll say. Man, I could go into that acid and get burned up. Or I could just skip that part altogether. I think that's what I'll do. Biden got tilted. It was funny when he started talking about his son, and then Biden says, my son did this, and he got the bronze medal, and Trump owned him. All right, I'm saying one more thing. Trump owned him. He was like, oh, which son was that? That's Beau Biden. I'm talking about Hunter Biden, the one that was doing cocaine and lost his commission or whatever. And it was like, oh, because Biden was trying to obfuscate. He wasn't trying to be truthful there. He was trying to make it look like his son was great. And, yeah. Anyways, that's the last I'll say. Ah, yikes. Uh-oh. No big deal. We can put down a teleporter. Eric's crossplay gaming. That's Eric. I just wish Trump was better at explaining the ideas I agree with him on. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. But it's not his strong point, and really his strong point is showing how everybody else is dumb, and yeah, making fun of him. He's a New Yorker. You have several Facebook groups with people doing Christian comics. Okay, cool, man. Did anybody else read that Archangels one from the 90s? It was like the most 90s thing that ever was created. Like you're talking like big muscly angels with like long hair, like mullets and stuff, and like big swords. It's pretty bad in terms of theology, and pretty bad in, in terms of 90s comic books. Make those guys blow themselves up here. Nope, they're just gonna run around. Okay. Whatever then. Crap. I lost out on something down there. I didn't know it was going to disappear. I was going to go get it later. You only know about Archangels but never read it? Yeah, I had a few issues of it. I don't think my mom much cared for it because she didn't like the 90s like aesthetic of everything being like radical and like I don't know. I don't know that that's true. I could be speaking out of turn. That was just my perception as a kid. Like suddenly those comics disappeared from the house and I don't know why. Because I didn't get rid of them. But she was perfectly fine with us having like Captain America and stuff like that. With the so-called Christian one, she was like, no. No. But she probably wouldn't remember about it, so there's no point in asking her now if she got rid of them. On purpose. Ah. Oh, I found some uranium. That's pretty dangerous. I don't know if I want to keep that in my pocket. They're just like chilling on me. I guess I'm a robot, so it doesn't really matter. I'm probably like, oh, it says SteamWorld though, so I probably run on Steam, but still, I don't think it's gonna affect me. Well, if you guys don't subscribe to Crossplay Gaming, he's got a pretty good channel. He puts out some good videos. He does a lot of streaming. If you guys like people that actually are good at video games, as opposed to me, who grew up playing much slower paced stuff, or racing games, or things like that, and not all this nonsense, then... Actually, Eric and I have pretty similar upbringings in terms of like he played mostly PC at first too, I think, but still he's better than me at games. Like the only platformer I played was like Commander Keen and Crystal Caves and stuff like that. I didn't buy another teleporter. That's not good. Alright, so we do have to go up this way. Oh, no. Good thing we have some ladders, right? Oh, 2 ladders. We also didn't replenish our ladders. This isn't good, folks. We need water. That's good. We got some light. Sent me a couple of DMs about the Facebook groups. Thank you. If you also know of, like, you know, if you can think of an artist that I might not know about. Oh, there's some sort of move you can do where you dash through things, I think. Yeah, here it is. I guess I have to go from the other way, though. Did I use up my water? No. Okay. That's good to know. Did I get myself stuck down here? I think I may have. Well, hopefully I don't die. I don't want to waste those jumps. Ooh. I did not do a good job of giving myself a way down here. So we'll have to change that when we come back. We'll have to build ourselves some stairs. What else have I been reading? So I was reading Fables, like I said. Did anybody answer if they've read Fables, if they like Fables? Am I just wasting my... I should not have bought a teleporter with that. Oh well. I don't want dynamite. Sure, I'll buy dynamite. Why not? Why not? I should have bought the pressurizer. Oh well. See if we can find some water. Is there really no place to get water up on the top level? You were reading some Super Sons. Yeah, Peter J. Tomasi is one of the few good superhero writers out there that just writes like simple superhero stuff. He's good. That's true. That's true. Who are some of the superhero writers right now that you guys like in the mainstream? Is there anybody? All right, stop talking to me, weirdo. Okay, there's nowhere to get water. Ah, crap. Alright, this is a better way to get up there. Is there anybody in the mainstream that you guys like? I don't know. What have I been watching lately? I mean, I don't want to just talk about comics, because my channel isn't just about comics. It's primarily about comics right now, because I'm trying to put out a video every day. And it's way easier to just talk about, to put out a comic and have a visual there for people to look at while you're talking, as opposed to talking about like a prose book or something. So, that's why I do that. Man, I was hoping for some health, but nope. You haven't read anything mainstream in a couple of years for comics. I guess the stuff I'm reading is older stuff. Like, it's not like I'm not exactly like reading whatever Peter J. Tomasi is working on today. The last stuff I've read was some Aaron Lopresti stuff that he drew. It was okay. I mean, there was nothing. It was about what I would expect from DC Comics, and I don't get tilted about, so to speak, about the SJWs reading my comics as much as other people, because they don't really. I mean, it's not that big a deal to me. I guess I've always expected the mainstream not to represent me correctly. So why should I expect them to represent me now? Let's go down here and see about this, if we can do anything in here now that we've got some light. Oh, here we go. We can go down. Oops. Oh, crap. Shoot. Crap, get out of there. I was seeing how long I could stand on there. Like, can I jump across them? No. Haha, he's gonna blow himself up. And we got some hearts. Yeah, I think you're talking about not representing me. Like, you can go back a long time to find anti-evangelical Christian books, and that ain't some new phenomenon. That's a lot of the writers that people that are complaining now, like that they say, oh, if they only bring back these people. So, I don't know. I don't really, I guess I don't really care. I don't know. Crap, we're out of water. This isn't good. Oh, we died. We died. Oh, that's not good. I don't want to die again. Oh, I watched some Star Trek: The Next Generation today. And that's like the perfect example of what I'm talking about. That's a show that I love. But it has never ever been a show that was meant for me. Like in the sense of like, oh, it's representing an accurately a religious Christian. No, its whole thing is based on the philosophy that religion will be unnecessary, basically. In the future, religion is unnecessary. That's the idea behind Star Trek. Basically, like, all the world's problems are solved by modernism, and a modernism, progressive philosophy. But I still love that show. And I don't think that it's bad just because it has stuff in it I don't like. Now, when the writing itself is bad and the stories aren't good because they're so full of propaganda, well, then that's a different story. That's just poor writing. Just because it has progressive ideals in it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad writing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. But it's a modernist philosophy that's behind it, and what it is it's this idea of a secular humanist. So someone who holds to the idea that first of all, they're assuming either atheism or some sort of soft deism, where they're saying, yes, there might have been a God who exists and maybe started some sort of ball rolling or something, but he's certainly not involved in the lives of men today, and he doesn't have a book of rules or anything. That's the idea that they're working on. And so then it's like, well, we determine what's right and wrong based on, and a modernist would say there's certain principles of liberty and things like that, that they would probably say this is what is right. So you can see that in like the Constitution, the ideas of John Locke and stuff like that. While based on Christian ideas, they were articulated in ways that were more deistic or humanist rather than Christian. I like my Star Trek a lot. Yeah, I like... Oh, dude, Star Trek's legit, man. Star Trek Next Generation is my favorite show. Oh, I'm sure that it's worse than it ever has been before, Tim. Oh, Tay. I'm sure it is. It certainly has gotten more progressive in its sense, but... or regressive, if you prefer. But I think... for me, it's not as big of an issue because, like, I bought single issue comics for such a small amount of time that, like, it's not the comics medium is one that I like because I read newspaper comics, or I read old Golden Age stuff, or like random Disney comics, and like I like drawing, and that's why I like comic books, not because I like Spider-Man. I don't even like, don't tell anybody, but I don't like Spider-Man all that much. It's like, I certainly, like, Superman's a cool character, and Batman's fun, right? But if I never read another new Superman book in my life and just read what I have, I think I'd be pretty content with that. But that's just me. I don't expect anybody else to be like that. Worst Star Trek ever is Discovery? Wouldn't know. I haven't watched it. I watched the first episode that was available on CBS. Like, they showed it on CBS to try to get you to watch their CBS All Access, and it wasn't even a complete episode. And like when it ended, I was like, well, I wonder how they're going to resolve this. And I was like, wait, this is a two-parter? And it's like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, I don't even know the characters' names. Like, I had no idea of the characters' names, what they were trying to accomplish, nothing. It was horribly written. Really bad writing. So I knew, oh, new Star Trek isn't for me. Thankfully, there's literally hundreds of episodes of old Star Trek for me to enjoy. Just like there's hundreds of comics for me to enjoy. There's so many old comics that I won't be able to read them all in my lifetime. You know? Like... It's just not... Oops, that was the wrong button. You know, I should... Ah, crap, right into acid. Of course. Pause this for a second. What are we laughing about? Oh, that you haven't watched it? Or that I fell on acid? I don't know. Yeah, I don't put much value in complaining about the way things are now. I want to just make my own stuff, and then, like, I like to decide on my own. Like, I have one of the Captain Marvel books that people, what? Right, Tim? Otay? It feels weird to call you Tim, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to call you just Tim, so I don't have to say the whole name. But, what was I saying? I don't want to come in this room. What was I saying? Oh, I don't like to complain about the way things are. I want to just make my own stuff or discover things on my own. Or see if it's bad because I've read it. Like, I bought at Goodwill, the same Goodwill, no, different one. A Goodwill, I bought one of those Captain Marvel books. And, like, I don't know, it's not that bad. It's about what I'd expect from a crappy Marvel book, but I don't like Marvel that much. So I think most of their stuff is bad. It hasn't been very interesting to me personally. So, it's about what I expected. In terms of a Marvel book, but it's no worse than any other. And I paid the right price for it, which was like $2. Ah, crap. I didn't see that TNT. Oh well. We lost all that progress. Maybe I'm probably an outlier. Like the fact that I don't really care about those things doesn't mean other people can't. Or they shouldn't or anything. Every once in a while I will. When I see something egregious and I comment on it, I'm more commenting on the fact that the culture thinks it's okay. That these ideas are okay and not necessarily, oh, it's in comic books. Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it, Timotei. Many people went from addicted to the fandom to addicted to the hate of it. That's right. They just substituted one problem for another. Is that they were so obsessed with these comic books, some of them, or addicted to the fandom, like you said, is maybe a better, less negative way to say it, to addicted to the hate of it. They so want to just... oh, all of these creators are bad or whatever, but they're willing to overlook their own foibles. and I'm not speaking of anyone in particular. Mostly I'm speaking of myself when I talk about sin and issues and how people are bad people. A bad person. I think it's better to just, I mean, I don't, it's not necessarily that I'm apathetic, right? I'm not apathetic. And I don't believe that people should be apathetic towards things, but I don't think they should take it so seriously. In a few years, these big characters within our lifetimes are going to enter the public domain, and there's going to be a battle over whether or not people can use those characters, even though DC Comics or Marvel Comics owns a trademark to the name. There's going to be a huge battle because those things are worth, those characters are worth fighting over. Tarzan and John Carter of Mars, they are not worth fighting over. They don't make any, they make hardly any money. Nobody cares, nobody cares about Tarzan. And nobody cares about John Carter of Mars. But in a sense, what I mean is the wider public doesn't care. But there is money to be made in Superman. And so there's going to be worthwhile battles fought over whether or not those characters can be used. Whether or not people can trade under those names when that's what the property is called. When the property is called Action Comics and that enters into the public domain, like, can you call it Action Comics? Can you call him Superman? Can you say this has Superman in it? Even though they have a trademark on it. I don't... And that's the question. Otherwise, why don't I just go around trademarking everything that is in the public domain that somebody doesn't have a trademark on and say, hey, that's my trademark. So, I don't know, it'll be interesting. And then those characters are going to be able to be used by lots of people. And things are going to be different. I think also one thing to keep in mind is a reason why, I mean, we all know this to be the case, but wow, dude, that's not annoying at all. Stop talking, please. We don't have much money left, but that's okay. We're going to go make some more. One of the reasons why creators of comic books on the internet want to talk about about how terrible everything is because it sells. They have a vested interest in keeping people outraged about it. Now, I think some of them are well-meaning. Like, I don't think Douglas Ernst, for example, talks about the negatives of the comic book industry just so he can sell comics, or he'd be, putting out a lot more stuff. But some of them definitely have a vested interest in it. They want to maintain a they want to maintain people's outrage because then they can sell their books. They say, "Oh, own the SJWs or own the libs or whatever they want to sell it on." And so this is the real stuff. Like, you want comics how they used to be, buy this. And so my friend Matt Krotz has said that he thinks that it is a meritocracy to be a good salesman and to get people to buy things on your salesmanship. But the problem with that is that long term, if you have a bunch of salesmen out there putting out bad stuff, but they're able to sell it, that diminishes the amount of people willing to trust where they're getting that stuff from. So over time, it will go away, and you'll lose customers. But whereas if you were working on making good content, and that being your merit, you would hopefully, hypothetically, you would sell more over time. It might be slower growing, but if you were doing the hard work, oh my word, there's so much TNT everywhere. Ah, crap, I just dropped TNT on the ground. Better switch off that TNT, folks. Dynamite. Personally, what I would like to see is people just try to tell good stories. And also recognize that the internet has changed how comic books ought to be made. People, like, if I want a serialized story, I'm gonna go over to Webtoons, man. I'm not gonna pay $25 for your serialized story much longer. Like, you got to pay that crap off quick. Put it out way faster. Or give me a complete story. But don't expect people to be just waiting around for your multi-part story without selling it to them at a good price and on time and on a regular basis. Like, I think it's fine to have a story that takes more than a few pages, but find a good way to do it. Crap, gonna die. I can look up. I don't have enough money for health. Nope, that's brutal. And I'm not even, like, those gyms and everything I got are way down there. But, like, I could hypothetically go on right now, type in a couple of words, and be reading pretty much any comic from the past 100 years of comic book making. That's, like, I don't know, like, why would I want to spend a bunch of money on your comic book, overpriced, for an incomplete story, when I can go read better stuff for free or for a nominal fee if I want to pay DC or Marvel for their subscription services, which I think are better. I think is a better use of my money, frankly. But people like Rick Piper putting out a single issue of a comic at a low price, that doesn't bother me, because well, yeah, I can expect to get it, and also be pretty happy with my purchase. Even though Rick faced a bunch of troubles in getting the comic book made, he, the Indiegogo not giving him his money right away and some of this stuff, the comic book is still coming out. And he was putting it out regardless. He was willing to give the money back to everybody, refund everybody, and print it another way because he wants to get his comic book out. He's not just trying to make money from it. He's trying to tell stories. And I think there's some nobility to that. Because there's some people out there who their only goal is to maintain their job as a comic book creator. They want to work in this industry, and they're not willing to go do something else and still tell those stories. And I think that's an issue. I really do. And the more I hear certain people talk about things like that, like, oh, we just want the comic book industry to be healthy. I don't want that. I don't care about that. What I want is for people to tell good stories. And if it ends up that the comic book industry is healthy because of that, well, then good to go. But comics are doing just fine without the bloated DC, the corpses of DC and Marvel, and the people that are following their models. Plenty of people are reading comics. They're just not reading it the way that those people want them to read them. Again, not a criticism of any one person necessarily, but more of an idea of a person, a hypothetical person, a straw man, if you will. It was interesting. I don't want to call anybody out, but if someone was to go look at this, well, basically, I don't want to say what specific video, but somebody commented on one of my videos saying, and this is fine if this person watches my channel, I'm fine with what they said. It doesn't bother me all that much, but like, I commented that I hadn't heard of a comic book inker named Alex Garner. I'll just come out and say it. A certain comic book inker named Alex Garner. I never heard of him. Didn't know who he was. I said, whoever this guy is, whoever Garner is. And they said, oh, LOL, he's a great artist. As if I was supposed to know all the artists from the 90s. Newsflash, these are the first times I've ever read these Image books. I don't care about the old Image comics. I'm reading them to see, is there anything of worth there that I can glean? Is it enjoyable? And frankly, so far, I'm very unimpressed. And I'm not just all about pretty looking pictures. So for me, that person, they're entitled to saying, oh, you didn't know who this person is? They're a great artist. Maybe like, oh, you should look them up. They have some good work. But the bottom line is, nobody's going to know who these people are in 20 to 30 years if the comic book industry keeps thinking that it's only going to sell physically. Yeah, that's something that can happen right now, but in a few years, I'm losing all my viewers. 3 viewers? Why are we going down so much? Who's streaming? Nobody wants to listen to me rant and complain about the crowdfunded comic book industry. I get it. Gary Shipman has 19 people? What? Yeah. Yeah, Gary is. That's fine. No, I was just curious what other streams people were watching. I don't have any problem with other people watching Gary's streams. Gary makes money from these streams. Basically, I'm just playing a video game, and Gary is creating beautiful art. I was just curious because we had like almost 10 earlier. 8, I think 8 was the max for this stream. It's kind of late. It's not a very interesting game. My streams do a lot better earlier in the day. So, it's okay. You late night types. Is Nigel streaming? Let's see. Yes. I've only got 1 viewer. He's not taking my views. Yeah. Like, Gary, to me, if we're talking about people that I admire in the so-called comic book industry, Gary is a person that I admire. Gary has worked his way for many years, believing in certain principles and upholding those principles, regardless of if it was financially prudent for him to do so. And it was... I'm typing a chat here in Gary Shipman's. Uh-oh. Now I'm in trouble. No, what was I saying? Anyways, Gary. Gary is willing to do whatever job it takes to support his family, to have a living, whether it's drawing comic books or whether it's doing whatever else he's doing. He talked about how he worked as a custodian most recently. And it's like, that to me is more noble than someone who only wants to work in comic books, and so they want to make that as their living. I understand that desire, but it's a privilege, and it's something that people have to earn. You're more than welcome to watch Gary, by the way, Lady Vixen. I was just joking. Yes, we do need more people in the comic book industry like Gary. I also think Doug TenNapel is another one. When Doug says that he would continue to do this stuff even if he was being destitute, I believe it. Doug was still making comics even though he was having to take teaching jobs or other things he didn't necessarily want to do. So I believe Doug TenNapel when he says he was willing to, he'd still do it even if he wasn't making money at it. I believe it. I think that is the type of creator who is going to make books that are lasting, who is willing to do it in their spare time, who is willing to work even though it may not pay. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I like comics because I like to read stories. And so for me, like if there were no good stories coming out in comic books, it's fine with me because I also like novels. I like movies. I like all kinds of mediums. And for me, it's more about story. I like art, don't get me wrong. Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to get down to that area down there without dying. But that's where all my money is. Man, I really do need to play that game with you. You know what I should do is get an external hard drive for this PC, so then I can download that game and play it. You know, get some of the stuff that's clogging up my hard drives put onto that, because it's not just stuff I can go in and delete, and then I can download that with it. You didn't know I like movies? Yeah, a few years ago, I had comic books and I read them from time to time. But even when I was going to the comic book store regularly, like every week, on Wednesdays, you know, film has always been my first love, if you will, in terms of artistic mediums. Or writing. Probably tied, actually, those two. I don't have any minerals to sell. Great. Writing and filmmaking. And recently, I've been super burned out on actually making film. But that's why you see the stuff with my phone and, like, not high production value, is because, firstly, you don't need that to get people to watch things. It helps, but it's not necessary if you're interesting enough. And second of all, because I don't want to spend the time doing it. But fortunately, lately, I've had much more desire to do that stuff again. But for me, like, writing has always been something that I enjoy. Whoops, put it in the wrong spot. Oh well. Not that big a deal. One of the reasons I like Nasser, even though I'm not a big horror person, I'm not a big horror fan, if you want to use that word. I don't really like much horror movies or horror novels. There's some that I've read and I've enjoyed, but it's not really a big part of what I read. Is because he writes so much and he's dedicated to it, and that's a noble thing. He is showing what it takes by being willing to do it, even though he's not making so much, huge amount of money from it, is a good thing. Let's see, what else are people saying? Yeah, well, good, GT. I'm glad to hear that, man. I think those books are tremendous. And there is some that I like more than others, but I have not been disappointed by any of the Doug TenNapel books that I've read. I can say that without any reservation or like caveats or without hyperbole. We all have our preferences as to which ones we might like more, but they're all worth reading. And he's an automatic purchase for me, regardless of how he's putting out that media. Let's see what else people say. Yes, that interview with Doug TenNapel is pretty good, guys. I enjoyed it at least, but I did that. So. Oh, an expedition in that game. Okay, I now understand what you're talking about. in Phantasy Star Online is what you were talking about. I got you. I understand. Let's go find that teleporter and get out of here. There's some minerals up there. I'll have to get those next time. But tell me something, like, who are the your favorite? Do you guys have favorite writers or comic book creators that you guys really like? That you've searched out a lot of their material? Because there's like someone like a Neil Gaiman, right? Like, I like Sandman. It's all right. I've liked some of his other work, but some of it I just not very interesting to me. Marvel 1602 was just okay. Whatever happened to the Caped Crusader was too off the wall for me. But when it comes to Doug, I think he has a pretty good grasp of storytelling. And he does a lot of weird concepts and stuff, but he always has a core story. And that really does work well. I think that's the key. You can be off the wall and weird like a Neil Gaiman, but if the story isn't sound, it's not going to work. What was that noise? Did you guys hear that little ching-a-ring or whatever you want to call it? What was that supposed to indicate? We need stories where we get them dudes and they fight. What dudes? Who? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I have no clue. Maybe I'm just ignorant, and certainly possible. If not probable. I'm just going to get this sleeping guy. Oh, he fell right on the spikes. I did not mean to do that, man. I feel kind of bad about that. I'm not going to lie. Badass dudes? Like, Brutus? Oh, we're talking. Yeah, just so you just want stories with big muscly dudes fighting. All right, man. Big wrestling fan, huh? I like wrestling, by the way. It's not an insult. Here's what I honestly think. I basically think people should read the comics the way they want to read them. That's my... So I had this podcast that Lady Vixen posted the latest episode, 2 episodes ago now, of. It's called Coin A Geek. Some of you might be familiar with it. My catchphrase on that show, my sign-off, if you will, is this idea of play the games the way you want to play them. Basically, if you like playing a puzzle game on your phone, play the dang puzzle game on your phone, and don't let somebody tell you that it's not worth your time or that's stupid or anything. Same goes for comic books. It's a stinking comic book, man. If you want to read something like dumb, that other people think is dumb, why worry about it if that's what you're enjoying? As long as there's nothing sinful in it, what's the problem? So, if people want to read a comic that I didn't care for, like a Cyber Frog, for instance, the art was good. I wasn't grabbed by the story, so I don't have much interest in reading it further because I want a story that I think is compelling. Especially a story like that where like that would work, I think, for a comic that was coming out monthly. I think it would have been like, okay, well, I'll see where this is going because I can just, you know, stop after the next month if it doesn't go anywhere. But now we're 3 years in. But if people liked it and they want to read it, that's fine. Why complain about it? Why be upset? If they want to read Mike Miller's comics, fine with me. I do remember when the churches were coming against Pokemon, Timotei Best. My parents let us watch it initially, and then all that stuff came out. The television show, they let us watch it. Then all that stuff came out, and they stopped letting us watch it for a little while. And then we got the video game. We traded it. A friend traded. We gave him Kirby. He gave us Pokemon Yellow. And then another friend gave us his Pokemon Silver game because he didn't want it anymore. And when that came out, not too long after that came out. And so my parents just let us kind of watch it and play it after that. So we didn't really experience it. But I did a video about that. Oh, Mark Anthony. I should have been more specific. I was only trying to tease Lady Vixen. You guys aren't betrayers. Lady Vixen's heard me complain about all this stuff before and go on my rants about everything. So, I mean, if anybody doesn't need to watch this stream, it's definitely her. Oh, man, your mom threw out all your toys and games by that time? Man, that sucks. Have you seen my Pokemon Goes Demonic video, Timotei? You probably have, but if you haven't, it's a little short film Lady Vixen and I made a couple of years ago. What if you identify as a traitor? Yeah, it's your choice, man. I mean, in a way you are. You chose Gary over me. I mean, it's the better choice, don't get me wrong. But, yeah. I mean, I almost chose not to stream because Gary was on. But then I was in a mood because I had just finished watching some of the debate. So I was in a mood. So I was like, I'm just going to stream. I'm going to just stream a game. That'll make me feel better. Pokemon Goes Demonic, yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll love it, dude. It's... Look, people are well-intentioned, but they make mistakes. People, well-intentioned, but they make mistakes. And getting upset about Pokemon was definitely one of them. But there is something to be said to guarding one's mind of filth. But I don't think Pokemon's filth. I think it's just harmless fun. You had so many Bionicle figures. You almost have the Toa Nuva complete. Is that the first one? Because I had one of those characters. I read some of the comics. And I was really into it, man. And there was like a web page game that I was playing, and oh man, I was into Bionicle. I think DC, I think Wildstorm or somebody was probably putting those together. Would be my guess. It was Wildstorm, but I think it was DC branded. But they were doing most of the licensed stuff at that time, if I remember correctly. From my history lessons. Yeah, that's a great video, and that was one that was on my old channel where that was far more successful than this one, and most of my videos that were on there had hundreds of views, including that one. And then I nuked it because I was so burned out on videos I didn't think I was ever going to do any again, so I destroyed it and had to rebuild it from the ground up because I deleted it and everything. But that one used to be pretty popular on the interwebs. It had quite a lot more views than it does now. So if you guys feel so inclined, that's a fun one to share out. It's short and fun. Anyways, let's see. No, the Toa Mata was the first one. They transformed into the Toa Nuva. Okay. Did have the Toa Mata and Lua Mata. Man, see, it got too much, man. After like the first ones, I kind of did not. I didn't follow it after that. Ah, crap! I forgot. Ah, I'm stuck in the acid. Alright, let's see if we can find some stuff up here, some treasure or something, and make this trip in here worthwhile. Okay, can't go that way. We made that guy blow himself up with his own dynamite. You gotta stop taking these acid trips. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that was a good one, Lady Vixen. Yeah, I'm getting better after playing Celeste, Mark. And one of the reasons I wasn't playing Celeste and I chose this is because Gary was streaming right when I was setting up to do a stream. And I was like, well, it's already late. And so all the people who were watching me the other day are probably going to be watching Gary. And they probably want to watch me play Celeste. So I tried to be considerate of them. I'm probably going to die again. Don't die! Don't die! Woo! Wait, here. Here's what I'm going to do. Is this really is? I mean, I guess this is a platformer, literally, but it's not like your normal, typical platformer. Oh, look at that game and go. Half-Life 3? That ain't a thing. Fake news. We don't have anything to throw at those. We don't have any dynamite. This isn't good. I told him Gary was streaming, and he said, that's not my problem. Because you know just how annoyed by the debate he was. I'm just annoyed by the fact that it's... Anyways, I already said my piece on the debate. Why are you trying to get me riled up? Yes, there is some platforming in there. Look at all those dead gamers. Oh, man. They were camped out for Half-Life 3. Look at that. You see that? They were camped out for Half-Life 3. Sorry, folks. It ain't ever happening. I guess we need dynamite. Alright, well. Let's hope I don't die from this jump. Ah! Well, I didn't die. Oh, man. Oh, I have ladders. That's good. It's good that we have ladders. Oh no. Acid. Do we have a teleporter? No. Oh, this is not good. Tim Curry. Wait, what's going on? I missed this. I want to watch you play some hard games like Ninja Gaiden, Battletoads, OG Castlevania. Oh, why you gotta be like that? Mark Anthony. The more I play, the better I'll get, hypothetically. Right? I mean, that's the idea. Okay, I wasted those jumps. Now I don't have any water. Oh, there's no way I can't do this. Ah! I didn't know there was acid there. Oh, you don't get good at those games. It's just how you last until you lose. Well, there goes all our money we just made. Right. But I'll get better at normal platformers if I play those games. What I should do is hook up like the platforming games I actually can beat, like Mario and things like that. But I have yet to do that. Okay, this is not where I thought I was at. What I really want to play is Super Metroid, but the battery, I love Metroidvania games. But the battery on that is toast on my cartridge. So I'd probably buy it on Wii U or something, but which I have a Wii U, but not a Switch. So I'd probably buy it there and play it, I would imagine. Might be a good game to play. SNES Classic? Is that is that the we're talking about? I have an actual Super Nintendo. I don't have like the little mini console thing. I have an actual Super Nintendo. This is what you get for not sleeping at night. Last night, rather. Yeah, I don't have the mini console. It's on. I'm sure you can buy it somehow, right? There's our bag of loot, so we're going to have to go in the acid momentarily to get it. What is this? An ad on my phone? Oh my word. Did they... This better not be a group ad. Okay. You ever get those group text messages that are like some sort of scam or ad or something? Those are the worst. Because then you have to go in and block everybody individually in case somebody responds. You don't have an SNES. You have a brick, technically? I don't know what you're talking about. The Super Nintendo works fine. Yeah, Lady Vixen gets them more than me, but I get them every once in a while. I don't know what you're... No, the battery's dead on my Super Metroid cartridge. So the save battery is dead. So I lost my save on there. So I'd have to replace the battery. Open it up, take the old one out, put a new one in. Yeah, Oh, welcome, Sharon. Blah, 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 blah. Sure, let's have more light. Well, I'm guessing you guys were over at Mike Miller's stream first. And then you went over to Gary, and now you're here. So, I'm your third choice. I see how it is. I'm gonna guilt everybody tonight. Oh, what's that up there? How do I get over there, eh? Oops. Oh, I don't have water? You gotta be kidding me. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess I gotta go down and find that other teleporter. That's the one thing about this game. Like, you're building your own platforms, so if you screw it up, it's kind of on you. No, not true, Daniel. The debate crap show was my first pick. There you go. Okay, so I'm your fourth pick. Ah, come on, stop doing that, you idiot. I don't want to go in there. Stop. Yet. Oh, I know what I do. Yeah, I'm not falling there. That's for sure. Skip the debate. Technically, you're my third since I watched Tim Pool, then Gary, then you. Okay. Ah, get out of the... I ran back under it. Oh, well. It's okay. It's all right. No need to get upset. I always forget she's not the one that sells me the health. Oh, my word. Stop it. Just stop, you idiot. I'm the idiot, by the way. And I fell down. Okay. I see how it is. And we're still out of water, so we can't do any jumps. Sorry to be honest, you were playing in the background of another device. I'm getting those watch hours up for... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Sharon. I appreciate that. I don't expect anybody to watch me play video games. Anybody with any regularity. I keep falling right there. Let's see if we can't put a ladder or something around there so we can get up there easier. Didn't you think... Oh, so you need to do that. You knew that was going to happen? Wow. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for having faith in me. Confidence. I have confidence in me. It actually worked out better, honestly, because now we can have a funny meme of me yelling because I died again. You know what I'm going to do? Is not do what I was going to. And basically I'm going to go and get rid of all these things. Take an acid trip. Gotta get that money. Gotta get that filthy lucre, everybody. That's what it's all about. Money, 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 money. If anybody knows what I quoted, I will send you a free copy of one of my songs. It's already available for free online. Fun and learning are both part of the experience. That's true. I've gotten further. I have this game on my 3DS, and I've gotten much further than this, but it was so long ago I don't remember what I'm supposed to do to advance. So that's why we're just looking for around for more gyms, so we can continue to upgrade our stuff and hypothetically get more health and armor and all that stuff. Okay, we don't want to fall down there and die. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go back this other way. "3DS discontinued? Is it really? Guess I better go buy one, huh? How long ago did that happen?" Oh, I already sold my gems. I think we're getting pretty close to a part where like I need to find a new area to mine, because I don't think there's much left here to I don't think there's that many gyms left in this area. No point with the switch around, yeah. That makes sense. Especially with the Switch Lite. Yeah, they probably won't. Everything's going to be, for them, is probably going to be like the Switch going forward, where they'll probably still do the docking, because they know people like to play on the TV and stuff. But I would imagine they're going to go continue with that handheld, basically like the not have a separate handheld held for anything. Yeah, I need to get. I mean, you'll be able to buy used ones still, but I need to get a 3DS XL, because I really play on a 2DS I bought a long time ago, but I wanted to get a 3DS one. let's see. What should we talk about now? We've ranted about the comic book industry, video games, movies, and TV. But but you have one, you know. It's just they won't be making them anymore. But it's like what happened with the two, you know, the regular DS, the original DS, and the Game Boy Advance and everything. You know, they replaced it with something else. In this case, it's being replaced with the Switch. So it means they probably won't be making any new games for it, or mini games, and that's the stinky part. But there's a plenty of games to play. It's sort of like what we were talking about earlier with comic books. I don't need DC and Marvel to continue to make comic books for me, because they've made so many in the past that I can't possibly read them all. I can't possibly read all of the comics they've made over the years. So the idea that they need to keep making them for me specifically is kind of silly to me. All right, Sharon. God bless as well. Don't troll people, it's mean. Sharon cracks me up though. Hopefully she's gone now. But she cracks me up, man. She don't care what anybody thinks. She'll just tell you her mind, and sometimes I can't but just have a good chuckle about it. Which is good. I mean, it's a good place to be in life, I guess. What am I? Oh, I think you said liar. What am I lying about? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of the regular DS games you can play on your 3DS too, Lady Vixen. There's plenty of games out there for you to explore and play. Let's see, that was Lady Vixen's first gaming system. Yeah. I guess it was the first one you owned of your own, right? That I didn't bring to the marriage. Because technically you owned a bunch of them jointly with me. Your first was a Nintendo Entertainment System, plus Zapper, plus PowerPad. Even though those things were new and it's still being produced when I was young, I did not have any of them. My first one was one I bought with my own money, which was an Xbox 360. Bought that when I was a senior in high school. It just come out. Yeah, fun stuff. Need to retire to your secret lair. All right, GT. Thanks for watching. One of the reasons why I'm streaming, as Sharon sort of alluded to earlier, was watch time. I need to do these gaming streams so that I get my watch hours up, so that if I do get to 1,000 hours in the next year, which I think, or 1,000 subs in the next year, I'll have enough watch time to qualify for monetization. So that's why I'm doing so many. Well, and I like doing it. I like streaming, but one of the reasons why, we should say, is so that I will be able to have that watch time. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Your first, with your own money, was the launch PS3. Nice. Yeah, with my persuasion, that's right. With full backwards compatibility, should do some minor repairs and install the thing. I need to get one. There's a bunch of PS3 games I'd like to play. I have a PS2, so I don't need backwards compatibility. So I could probably just get whichever one. I thought I saw a gym somewhere over here. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, it must have been way over there. Must not have gone far enough. I bought a PS3 for my brother when he was like a little kid because he's much younger than me. And so he played PS3 a ton, but I not really played much of it. I'm going in circles. It did explode, true. Yeah, I'm still going. Rick, jeez. I mean, do you want me to stop? Should I stop the stream? Rick wants me to stop everybody. Gotta get them those watch hours up, man. So that you can get monetized when the time comes. Need a CRT for your N64 and your Saturn. Yeah, I have one. I have a CRT television for those older consoles. Just surprised? Yeah. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours? My streams are usually about 2 hours or more. It depends on if I've got something to do or not. Like if I have to go help with the baby or something, I'll just end the stream. But if I don't, if he's asleep like he is now, well then I can just keep going for as long as I want until I get bored or tired. Bronzite. I can't believe I missed all these before. I've never heard of that. Bronzite. I don't think that's a thing. Almost bit it there. True. Lay monetized. I mean, that's the goal, right? I think for anybody that's doing this, they'd like to get to that point. Man, I was so pissed when they took away monetization for everybody. Basically, if you were in good standing with YouTube, you could have monetization. And then they just took that away. I understand why they did it. Basically, they don't want to be paying scammers and things like that if they can help it. But stop that. Barely any money for that bronzite. Let's see what we can buy. Improved hydraulics. Alright, man, that guy's little voice is annoying. Whoever programmed that was not thinking. Alright. I think I'm going to buy what this guy's got for me, which is the pressurizer. Because I use that. I feel like the jumping is more pressing. It's Biff. Are you Marty? Yes. Certainly. Maybe we should... Okay, that's an easy jump to make. Thought I'd just go searching over here, just in case. Comprende. You made a poll? Okay, let's take a look at this poll, everybody. It's on Twitter. Is the Transformers Bumblebee movie worth watching? I heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it. I almost watched it like a month ago, but then we got caught up in something else, I'm guessing. What's going on? Oh. Let's see, somebody sent me DMs. Nothing salacious. It's small and broken, but still good. Somebody said something. Rick Piper says, yes, it is good. Best live action Transformers movie. There you go. Vote of good movie from Rick Piper. Not having gotten my Canadian Shield comic yet, I can't tell you if that is a good thing or a bad thing in terms of whether or not he's a good judge of what makes a good story. So. Well, I have to drive? Aren't you coming with me, or did you decide not to? You see Cybertron and a bunch of the Transformers in modes we are used to. Probably going to go with, but still. Alright. Okay. Oh, Lady Vixen said I have to go to bed. You all saw her in the chat. I don't wanna. All right. Oh, that's a good point, Mark Antony. Well, she said driving, but she didn't specifically specify. But she didn't specify how good of a job. It's true. It's true. Very true. I suppose I could drive. Uh-oh. I know, Timothy. I better watch out, man. Better look behind me. See if she's coming up behind me. That rolling pan. Rolling pan. Frying pan. The dreaded rolling pin. Is she going to use a rolling pin or a frying pan? I got a hard head. The chunkla. No, she would never hit me. She would ask very nicely with her tone of voice. And then I would probably give in. Oh, why even? No, Lady Vixen, don't do it. That's even worse. She's probably lurking right now. She's gonna say it now. Let's see who's in here. Mark, you, Timotei, and Eric Hawkins, I'm guessing. No, Lady Vixen is the sweetest person in the whole world. She does watch, I mean, she has seen a lot of wrestling. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Lady Vixen had never watched a wrestling match before she met me. Now she's watched hundreds. Well, I guess we ought to say adieu to you and you and you and you and you. I mean, they're all like that, Mark. You can't judge them on the basis of that, or you're gonna hate them all. Or at least a good number of them. Au revoir. Adios. Adieu. Konnichiwa. Just hello. I don't know. Sayonara. There we go. Aloha, that's goodbye. What else? Hasta la vista. Vaya con Dios. Yeah. Good point, Mark. Bye bye, baby. Adios. Adios. Soured but not angry. Yeah. Alright, I guess that's it. We gotta, yeah, good riddance. Good riddance of bad rubbish, Rick. Rick Piper's a good sport, guys. If you have not backed the Canadian Shield, you didn't back the Canadian Shield, and yours isn't on the way. I think he has extras, he said earlier, possibly, if he answered my question. I don't know. So, talk to him about that. If you want to see Cross Comics first issue, first printing of the Canadian Shield #1. Auf Wiedersehen. Yeah, that's not how you spell it, but I knew what you meant. Yeah, there you go. Closer. Yes. Bitte. Bitte. Ooh, look who's so fancy. Worldwide traveler here, guys. Look out. Yes, on his website, crosscomics.ca. Hey, let's. I'll throw that in the chat here. This better take me right there. Better not be some sort of scam website. Viruses. All right, here we go. Got the link right to the store page. Oh, Canada. I prefer to blame Canada, personally. Hey, Rick, I clicked on the link to the first issue of the Canadian Shield, issue number 1, and it says, and that link is broken, so you might want to fix that. Looks like it's not working. But I'm sure you can DM you and get one if they want it. I don't know anything about website building, so I'm of no help. Trojan horse. Yeah, viruses. We need 5 more subs. Like and share. Good point. Get the word out. We're putting together. Let me see. Count all the giveaways we've got so far. We've got the comic books I was originally going to give away, which there was 2 of, and I was going to get some other stuff together. See if I had any other duplicates lying around. Then Gary Shipman offered some giveaway prizes. Then our good pal Skinny offered to give away a copy of Otis Stein for free. Then Eric Hawkins did as well. So we're up to like 5, 6 things. And then I found a really cool movie poster. It was actually from a movie theater that I had lying around that I wasn't going to use or put up. But it's a pretty cool one. And so we are going to give that away as well. There's a pop-down menu. I don't believe you. Here. Let me... Let's see here. Let me put this on screen. All right, I'm clicking on this. Pop-down menu. Where? The store right here? Oh, and then you go like this? So you can't just click on store? That don't work? You got to click on this. Okay. But if you click on store, it comes up like this, Rick. You got to get that fixed. But I see what you're saying. So the little drop-down menu, then you go here. Then you can click on it, and you can pay for it there. Digital. Look at that. Let's see. $15. That's not bad for international shipping. It's an extra $10. Not bad at all, guys. $5. That's reasonable. For worldwide, $15. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, so once we get to 200 subscribers, then we'll have a big giveaway show. And then after that, the next big giveaway show will be 500 subscribers. And then after that, 1,000. So we're doing it at 200 to get people excited. Hopefully get some new subscribers in. And hopefully have a big show. That's the idea, at least. I'm hoping to have some guests as well. Need to get those lined up. But hoping to have some guests on that giveaway show that people would like to see. Maybe not in the environment that they're usually in, where they're drawing or doing, maybe ask them some different types of questions. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe Eric Hawkins will be on it. I like Eric Hawkins, and he doesn't make many appearances. He'd be a special guest. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe Rick Piper will stop by. But anyways, it's going to be a big giveaway show with lots of giveaways. So. Enough that you have a pretty decent chance of winning something. Right. Yes. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. You can do that? All right. Well, I'll let you know if we ever get to 200 and when the show is going to be. Let's see. Right now we're at 195, I think. Yeah, 195. And I don't know what you mean by those eyes, Mark Antony. But it should be a good show. Yes. I think it's time to stop. I think it's time to end the stream, but I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Let's see. How did my video from today do? Let's look it up before we go to bed. Or me, at least. 23 views. That's not too bad. That's about what I expect from one of these older Doug TenNapel comics. They have a longer shelf life. Like this will get views over time, but not as many people interested in Black Cherry as if it, as Bigfoot Bill, or even the whole Savage Dragon video that I put out. That was at least a little bit topical. But yes. Yes. Only 5 subs to go. You need 314 to get to 1,000. Just stick with it, I guess. How long did it take you to get to where you're at now, Rick? About 2 years. Yeah, it's a long road, man. I've been fortunate that I've gotten a lot of help from people. Dee Dee Willingham got me a ton of subs when she promoted me on her channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to that Nigel movie guy, I'm going to post his link here in the chat. Nigel's funny. He is going to get subs completely on his own because he is good at engaging with the chat, and he's funny and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. But yeah, I know you are, Timotei. I mean, I would figure it. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Nigel, he's great. I think Timotei can attest. Nigel runs a good show over there. He's really inclusive in terms of like making people feel like they're actually part of his shows, and that's why he's going to succeed if he ever learns to to tag the games that he's playing in his description, and if he plays some current games, if he gets that going, he'll be big. So let's go ahead and raid him right now. So click on that link and go over there and say that I sent you. All right? Explosion! Fly far.